and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 372. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only, sounding clear this week because I've not messed it up, Too Fresh Crash. Crash, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing good.
I'm sorry, everybody. I know, last week's episode, what happened was, when me and Chris did our watch-along stream, I turned him down because he was too loud, because my wavelength wasn't working correctly. And now that I fixed it all, Chris is at normal volume. I apologize last week. I'm sorry. I know. It's on me. But it was between that or no show.
Or I'd be just.
So it was a case of I heard it in the mix and I was like, I couldn't even say we always record with a backup, and I couldn't even save it with the backup because it would have been like ridiculously loud, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do.
I mean, clearly people could hear enough.
Enough works.
Yeah,
Enough works. Enough for me to sit here this week and say I'm sorry. So I apologize. Crash, how are you? You good?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. You
got the bags under your eyes right now.
Bro. I've got new glasses. You can't tell. I broke my old glasses, but these are new. Walked into Specsavers. Yeah. Literally brought in the broken ones. I went, I want these. It's like, we've got so many different styles now. So I went, no, I want these. And he was like,
they try to sell you on the new ones. You know, right. They got the new stock, whatever. I don't know how the frame selling business is. You know, or are they trying to push the new stock, the new frames?
I don't know, maybe.
Stuff right now. That's what the young kids are rocking.
He didn't try to upsell me to like a designer at least. But I was just fam. I have to say, I like my look at the moment. You know, like my clear glasses, my beard. You know, I want to get my teeth fixed, but that'll happen one day. I'm not fuck you rich yet, so you know, teeth are expensive. I'm never gonna get fuck you rich, Crash. I wish one day.
One day.
You think so? You believe in me?
Yeah, why not?
Thanks, Crash.
If anybody can get rich,
if anyone can do it,
gotta buy a few NFTs, bro.
If I bought that Konami NFT, I'd be rich by now.
You would have lost money. You would have lost money.
I would have lost a lot of money. But yeah, if you didn't know, this is my Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast right here on youtube.com/my Xbox and Me and all podcast services. If you want the show early on live, head over to patreon.com/mcfixer. Not only that, you support us financially. I think, Chris, you know what? I think I'm tempted to do. Me and Haley were talking about it. It's like, we go to a lot of these events and we don't do what we used to do. We used to vlog and we used to do a bunch of like content and da-da-da. Now I go and just take meetings usually. I'm tempted to start doing Patreon exclusive vlogs at these events. Just a little something to give back, you know? Just a little something. You know.
I think the community would appreciate that.
That and bringing back the Patreon only pre and post show. Chris, whatever happened to that?
Don't ask me.
Chris, it just stopped. We just stopped doing it. I got busy and I got tired. I know exactly what happened. We'll get on it. I promise we'll sort it out. I feel like this year has just left me, bro. Bro, this year, I don't know if it's like that for everybody. And I know people say it's as you get older, like time moves faster, right? But we're in the 9th month of the year, Crash. This year left me.
You've also been super busy this year. A whole bunch of opportunities have popped up. You've been blowing up on the RP server. You've been
next year I want to have a quiet year.
Next year, MC Ficker.
We've known each other for nearly a decade, bro. MC Ficker. Wow.
Who are you again? MC Fixer's name is gonna be a household name. So it's a busier year for you next year. I'm sorry to tell you.
I hope not. I hope I get to... No, do you know what I think? I hope I manage myself better next year. I don't think it's... The time constraints is not the problem. It's the way that I manage my calendar. That is the problem. And I think next year has to be the year of Fixer finally figuring out his stuff. You know?
I hear you.
Fair enough. Crash. Topic of the show this week, my guy. It's a big one. I saw the internet. The internet was it was a flames. It was a flames.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Halo Infinite Forge Mode gets a November release date, but Halo Infinite Split Screen Co-op has been cancelled. Crash, we sat here on this podcast, me, you, and Matt. I remember it. We were all, when co-op comes, that's gonna bring life back into the game, into the campaign. There's so many people that have been waiting to play the campaign so you can play it co-op with their friends split screen, because that is the Halo way of playing. A lot of people, Chris. There's a lot of people. You're pulling faces, but there's a lot of people. No,
a lot of people are wrong.
I agree. I don't disagree with you on that. But a lot of people were waiting. What do you make of Halo Infinite Split Screen just being cancelled?
I think they made the best decision out of a shitty situation. I think what could have happened is they could have brought out Halo Infinite Split Screen, and it would have been Series X, maybe not even a Series S, definitely Series X, hopefully, and PC, and to nothing else. And I think that would have enraged people a lot more than just canceling the split screen.
Interesting. Yeah, I think you are right. It's if they couldn't get it working on lesser hardware, you couldn't put it out on just the newest hardware. Especially that kind of goes against everything Xbox has been working for right now, right? Like play anywhere, play on whatever device you want, like whatever it is.
Especially with Halo in particular, where it came out on Xbox One. It was supposed to be like this game that's like, you have an Xbox One at the time, whatever, you're going to be able to play it anywhere. And I think people forget like how old that hardware is at this point. Like Dragon Ball FighterZ recently announced a rollback netcode for their online. And that's not coming to Xbox One and PS4 either. Those are next gen only. That hardware is starting to feel dated at this point. And I don't think split screen co-op, which is already like, it's heavy on the consoles. I remember it being a case with what was it? Which Gears of War couldn't do split screen co-op?
4?
Was it 5 or 4? I think it was 4. 5? The one with the tornadoes, I'm pretty sure.
5 then.
With like the wind effect.
5.
Yeah, where there was like a whole bunch of complications and people got mad at that as well. But like split screen co-op is difficult to pull off, especially when you're looking at an open world game.
No,
and you have to essentially process two different things in some cases.
Not even just that, right? Like just as we want more from our games, like you say, open world, graphical fidelity, frame rates, like could you imagine even if they put it out and they were like, oh yeah, it's 30 frames and sometimes it dips to 20. Like people would lose their shit as well. It's like I agree with you 100% where it's a case of it's a lose-lose situation. I think the problem is they should never have said they could do it. Is the thing. It was already an ambitious task anyway. If you played Halo Infinite's campaign, I remember us all going, how are you going to play this? I understand this co-op still, but like, how are you going to do this? Like, are we tethered? Are we like, what is going to happen here? And yeah, I feel bad for the people that have waited, is my thing. Because that energy around the game, whether it was for a week or a couple of days, doesn't matter. That energy is now gone. Like, Halo Infinite is old. Old game is old. That is how it feels right now. And this was some people's, I'm waiting for this game. I'm waiting for this moment. I'm waiting to have my brothers, sisters, cousins, nephew around so we can play through this game together, next to each other, brothers in arms. And now it's just gone.
Yeah. I mean, you still have online co-op, which I think is still plenty big. You have Forge coming, so there is stuff for Halo Infinite. I definitely think not having couch co-op does suck for the people that were waiting for it. Honestly, I would say that it's not that bleak for Halo Infinite, except that the multiplayer has been hit or miss with content and hasn't really been getting the love that I think a lot of the community feels that it needs. So it's just in a rough position overall. Like a lot of people saying that 343 should give up Halo and Microsoft should take it away from them. And I think 343's had Halo for a while, and for a lot of the community, it's been a miss. But I think even if they take it away from 343,
Who'd you
like
give it to?
do they give it to a different developer, or do you make another new studio for Halo? And it's like, no matter what, at this point, Halo is such an old franchise and means something different to so many people that no matter what game and who works on it, it will be a failure to a large portion of the hardcore community, I feel like. And so 343 has been in a difficult position for a while, and I do think Halo Infinite's been their best at bat for it. Unfortunately, it seems like for some people it's not enough.
I agree with you that it is Halo's best at bat from the last few Halo games that have come out, but yeah, it still isn't enough. How did this game not launch with a battle royale?
Battle royales take time.
And I get it, but bro, like,
because the community, the very loud portion of the community, I think a lot of them would have disliked a Halo being in BR.
That's
BR
the
being in
community.
Halo.
It doesn't matter at that point. It's the new players that it would have brought in.
I agree.
That's the problem.
But if you look at a lot of the decisions they made, like not announcing that there would be couch co-op and all this stuff, and not sort of closing off the avenue of like, oh, we can't do couch co-op. A lot of that has seemed to be community pleasing. It's like, we don't want to anger our hardcore community, the people that'll stick with us through the rough patch in the beginning. And launching a BR, announcing even the launch of a BR, I think could ruin people's perception of the game, regardless of whether it's good or bad. And we've talked about it. Like, I think this game, the way Halo Infinite plays, is perfect for a BR game.
Yep.
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
It fits so well. But do you anger that hardcore community? Personally, I would have been like, yeah, anger them. Who cares? They're not the ones. They're gonna be mad at whatever you do, no matter what.
Yeah.
So they're in a rough position. I really hope that they still can get it together, but the more time goes by, the more it seems to slip away.
Fair enough. There is a roadmap that was announced for fall and winter. November 8th to November 8th to March 7th. We've got Forge beta coming. You've got co-op network, co-op and mission replays coming. We have the 30-tier battle pass. We have the detachment and Argyle. How do I pronounce that new map, Crush? Argyle. Yeah, thank you. Argyle map coming. You've got Match XP beta. You've got the joint fire event. You have the Covenant one flag mode coming. Quality of life improvements and more. Then another event, in December as well, the winter event. And then you have the season, which has been named the Echoes Within, that starts March 7th to June 27th. You've got new arena and big team battle. You've got a new gun, which is the M392 Bandit. You have a new equipment, which is the Shroud Screen. And you have 100-tier battle passes coming with custom game browser, new narrative event, in-game reporting, Forge beta updates, VIP and escalations, which is a new mode, and more quality of life improvements, and a new faction event. So there is content coming to Halo Infinite, to the hardcore Halo Infinite player out there. None of this gets me excited. I don't think it's for me, though, to try and get me back, if I'm honest.
I think in time, like Forge, I don't know if I'm assuming you haven't seen any of the Forge beta stuff. No. There's been a lot of stuff like leaking about what Forge can do this time around in Halo Infinite, and I think people are going to be really impressed by what the community will be able to make with it. The unfortunate part about that is I don't think that really hits until custom game browser comes out.
Yep. And
then B, also once people have enough time to really make these really dope things, and people have made these really cool things. Like somebody made a small version of like Mario Kart, obviously in Halo. It doesn't run super well, but they only had Forge for whatever time they had to make it. So I think that there will be a lot of cool stuff that you can do in this. And anybody who is interested, there's a whole bunch of videos out there for stuff that people have been doing with Forge and Halo Infinite that I think is worth looking up.
Okay, maybe I will. I don't know I feel like it's going to be enough for me to want to play for a short moment, but I don't think it will ever be enough for me to really get my teeth into, and be like, okay, cool, this is the thing.
Fair.
So, yeah,
but,
I don't know.
Yeah.
They have to start somewhere, right? They have to start somewhere.
I mean, Roblox has people playing it still. And it's people playing different levels that people make and all stuff like that.
100%.
And so Halo does have that sort of avenue to exist in with Forge. It's just timing wise, and if people can make, because that's also heavily reliant on the community playing it and making it.
Yeah.
And we've seen like the Halo community has been very dedicated with Forge in the past, so I'm sure that part will be a success. It's just then marketing Forge to people again and selling people on this aspect of Halo Infinite, which
I think that's going to be a lot easier though, because again, a cool clip comes out on Twitter or on Instagram or on TikTok, and it's like, oh, they've made this cool mode. Maybe that brings over a bunch of people who try that out. Oh, Halo's actually a fun game. They find a bunch of more modes, and then maybe they start that conversation again. I doubt it, but it's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. Yeah. Just give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers this week, Erin Guard and FNH Paul. Thank you, boys, for supporting us over on patreon.com/MCFixer and helping us keep the lights on. Kresh, what's been in your box, bro? What have you been playing this week?
New Destiny season came out and a new raid. Okay. I did the raid. I did the Destiny season.
Wait, you got friends to do the raid with?
I got friends to do the raid with. Fix.
I remember back in the day when we couldn't get 6 people together to do the damn raid.
What can I say? I have a friend that's good.
You have a friend that has 6 other friends, and they let you join the friend. I respect it.
Hey, sometimes you gotta hustle like that. The new Destiny season's been a lot of fun. We've officially gotten the 3 reworks for all the main classes for all the characters, and I've been enjoying them a lot. What else have I played? Saints Row. I've played new Saints Row. Have you played it all yet, Fix?
No. I loaded it up the other day, and I was about to start it and ended up got distracted and played something else. But no, but everything I've seen, I'm just like, I'm not sure. So, okay. I saw a video, and the title was, "This is Saints Row summed up," which is like Saints Row 3, and it was Saints Row 4, and it was a guy riding a bike directly into a wall, and then him blowing up, and the character like ragdolling wherever. He does the same thing in the reboot of Saints Row, and the character's bike just flips over, and he just bounces back and starts driving off. And it was like, oh.
Yeah, the as I'm playing the game, I've seen people like complain about bugs and stuff like that, and I'm fine with bugs in open world games. And my issues with Saints Row isn't bugs. It's not bugs. I don't think this game is great to play. I don't think the physics are great. I don't think I enjoy being in this world. I think also they put you in a setting that's similar to the north of GTA 5, the desert area.
Yeah.
It feels a lot more like that than it does the city areas we're used to in Saints Row.
Yeah.
And I understand they did that for narrative purposes, and I'm sure it might make sense later on. But from what I've played, it's like, I don't care to be in this world. I don't care about any of the characters they introduced. It's all just it feels very underwhelming.
Would you play it? Do you think it'd be more fun co-op? Or is it just a bad game?
I think we've had this discussion. I think any game would be more fun co-op.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do I think it would be an experience worth having in co-op? No, okay. I don't. I wouldn't recommend like
going out of your way to set time away. Yeah. Like, yo, Chris, me and you, we're going to to make sure that we have fun in this game, we're going to set aside 3 hours and start. And no, it's not worth that.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate. I really think for Saints Row, and maybe my opinion changes when I put more time into it, and I don't think it will. I really think Saints Row needs to go away for a long time, and they need to go back to the drawing board. I think they need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what actually made Saints Row a dope franchise instead of what made it a popular franchise.
Saints Row is dead.
I think so. Honestly,
I think this killed Saints Row, if I'm being totally honest with you. And what you just said hit the nail on the head, because it resonates me on the same level as Resident Evil. Resident Evil 6 is, I think, the most popular Resident Evil game ever. It's also considered the worst Resident Evil game ever. And you're right. I don't understand. They rebooted Saints Row. Why did they not just go back to what Saints Row 1, the opening of Saints Row 1, You create your
Fantastic.
character, you get beaten up by these gangs, and it's like pick where you just like. It's not hard, like for what Saints Row is, but they just went off. They went off and off and off, and like you said,
I think Saints Row 3, which is the most people say that's their favorite and whatever. I think that is the start of the downfall of Saints Row.
Agree.
Is it goes into the zany, over the top. I have a dildo baseball bat.
There you go. Yep.
It's like okay, this is cool. As like, if there were little moments like that in the game, I think it'd be fine. But that's really all like a really heavy part of what Saints Row 3 was. But Saints Row 3 had the benefit of having the characters from Saints Row 2.
Yep.
It had that connection to people where it's like, oh, I know who these characters are. It makes these funny moments even better.
Yeah.
Whereas like you look at this game, it's a whole new cast and it's like just doesn't work.
Bro. Yeah, I've got so many feelings. It's just like they should have just rebooted Saints Row and just started again. Like, I want Johnny Gat. I want those characters. Yeah. That's what I want. I don't want these hipsters that are trying to be funny, and I feel old and out of touch. It's just the dialogue just doesn't. Again, I have not played it. I've only watched some streams, and I've had it downloaded and just not brought myself to try it out just yet. Obviously, I will before the end of the year for Game of the Year talk. But yeah, man, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I start playing it and it just clicks. But we'll see. We will see.
I think for people who really like Saints Row 3, there might be something in this game for them if they really like the more zany aspects.
I don't. Yeah.
I know you don't, but I'm just saying for people out there, might be something. I would recommend looking into it with people who more so liked Saints Row 3 because it wasn't my favorite thing. I didn't really love Saints Row 3. If you are thinking about getting it, maybe Matt will have an opinion on it. I don't know, but we'll see.
Matt's back next week, by the way, everybody. For those wondering where the hell's Matt, Matt's on work trips like crazy.
He was at Gamescom and something else this week. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's busy. He's tired. I know for a fact he's tired. I know that. But he's back next week.
Yeah. So.
I finished Far Cry 5.
And?
Yeah, but again, I work for Ubisoft, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Yeah, I mean, I like Far Cry 5. Like, I've always liked Far Cry 5. I didn't think it was the best Far Cry by no stretch of the imagination, but I do enjoy that game. I got to do the alternative ending as well, so that was fun. So I got to walk away from Joseph Seed at the end instead of killing him and going on this big long thing, and that really upset the Ubisoft audience. I have to say, they was not expecting me to pick that option. But hey, that's the fun that I get to have on the channel. What else do I play? I played. Oh man, I'm trying to think. Been playing some Rainbow again. Back playing some Rainbow Six as well. Again, it's more Rainbow. I miss us playing Rainbow. Me, you, Ben, Mackie, like
the old days.
Those old days will live on in my head forever. Like, those were so much fun. When we were in those moments, we took them for granted. I feel like an old person saying that, but like we really did. Like, just the sheer amount of time we had to play games with each other. Like, fucking hell.
It was also a lot of laughs. Like a lot of just the whole time was just laughs.
Yeah, it's Rainbow's in such an interesting place right now. Like, they've got like, you would click on it and be like, what the hell? Like, they've got unranked mode. Obviously, they've got the banning the maps, banning characters. Like, it's
I watched you play on Ubisoft a couple of weeks, and it was a very different experience. You go on and off now instead of just like, okay, you take all your turns as defense, and then they go.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. It looks like a better competitive game.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a better, because like at the time,
it's not a bad casual
you're talking about. We played it as a casual experience, and I don't think it would have been better for that the way the game is right now.
No, you're 100% right there. Also been playing more 2 Point Campus. As everyone knows, I've been away in some, so I was using my laptop, played a bunch of that. I still love it personally. I understand every gripe that Matt had with the game, and he is not wrong. But it is just my sit down, move on from level to level, take it a level at a time, have a bit of fun. and run this campus. And yeah, I really like the mechanics that they did add to it, like the end of year reports and things like that. So yeah, man, just having a great time with that still, to be honest with you.
2 Point Campus versus 2 Point Hospital. Which would you prefer?
I prefer 2 Point. Oh, four. Why are you done me like this?
I just honestly, I thought you'd be coming to the answer a lot easier.
No, I think 2 Point Campus is probably the better game.
Okay.
Because they've improved on everything that they had beforehand. And, 2 Point Campus is probably the better game of the two. Yeah. I probably put more hours in so far into 2 Point Hospital. But yeah, no, 2 Point Campus for me, 100%. 100%. But yeah. Okay. Well, and yeah, again, I've got a long list of games that I want to start, but I'm not gonna. I think again, we're coming to the end of the year, so now I actually have to start doing it. So I'm looking forward to checking out a few games. There's a few games that I'm like, okay, I've got a lull period. I've got some time. I'm taking tomorrow off work altogether, so I'm just gonna sit in bed and play games all day. One thing that I did do, Crash.
Okay.
So I told you about I've been playing FIFA again, right?
Yeah.
Christ. I've been playing the wrong FIFA.
No, you haven't.
I've been playing FIFA 21, not FIFA 22.
Oh, how does that mistake happen?
So, I was...
I through it.
I was playing on Haley's Xbox, so
yeah.
I clearly didn't look. I'm just playing FIFA, and I'm playing my career mode. I told you I'm back playing career mode, right? So everything felt very like, oh, I do remember the fact I was at this club. I do remember this character. I do remember. And then it was the other day. I was thinking about FIFA, and I saw it come up. I was watching football, and to get onto my football, I have to go through the Sky app and go on there, on the Xbox. And I saw it say FIFA 21, and I went, did they skip FIFA 22 this year? Because FIFA 23 been announced. And I'm like, wait, what? And then I literally look into my game downloads, and I'm like, you are a idiot.
That happens to the best of us.
Idiot. And I was just like, you know what? I don't know if I can call myself a game journalist influencer anymore, because I'm an idiot. But I was having fun, so like, does it even matter? But
FIFA's FIFA.
It's what? It's not.
How different is FIFA 22
so different,
from FIFA
dude.
21?
So different. I literally stopped.
You started 22?
Literally stopped. I installed FIFA 21, installed FIFA 22, and was like, oh yeah, this does feel a lot better, doesn't it?
Well,
yeah, mad. Absolutely crazy.
you just did that for comparison's sake, so you could really like talk about how FIFA 22 is better than FIFA 21.
That example tells you just how busy I am, because I usually put hours into FIFA no matter what. Pro clubs, Ultimate Team, I play career mode. That FIFA, I've played FIFA every year since '97, maybe even before that. Like, that's how you know I've been so busy that I didn't realize I was. And again, I'm not playing FIFA for hours on end. I'm playing like a game here, a game there, and just clicking through and boom, going. And yeah, I just didn't think. Just didn't think. Nuts. Absolute crazy. Should we get into this week's dashboard?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Sony and Tencent have bought over 30% of Elden Ring developer FromSoft. Sony now owns 14.09% of the company, while Tencent, via Sixjoy subsidiary, now owns 16.25% from FromSoft. No, percent, full stop. FromSoft clearly aims to capitalize on its increased investment with a majority stakeholder, Kadokawa? I'm good. Well, go on, hit me. Go on.
Kadokawa, I think.
Kadokawa. What, is K silent?
No, Kadokawa.
Kadokawa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes way more sense. Kadokawa issuing the following statement. FromSoft decided to conduct the third-party allotment to Sixjoy within Tencent Group, which has strengthened in its capabilities to develop and deploy mobile games and other network technologies in the global market, including China and SIE within the Sony Group, which has strength in its capabilities to develop IP in games, videos, and various other media in global markets, concurrently and separately. So yeah, the big news here is that Sony own, really Sony, not even really the Tencent stuff. I mean, Tencent's big as well, but for us as Xbox players, it's a case of Sony own 14.9% of FromSoft. I mean, it makes perfect sense for if Sony were to buy. I know they can't now because Tencent's involved and stuff like that. But like, I could see them being a Sony-owned company more than I see them being an Xbox-owned company. You know?
Yeah. I also don't think that this will realistically change too much for FromSoft games. I think most of them will still end up coming to Xbox. Yes. I think for PlayStation fans who want Bloodborne 2. This is some copium for you guys.
Yeah.
To get to hoping for that, or even a remake for Bloodborne.
I don't think it happens.
I think it's so far gone. I think the Sony Interactive shareholder purchase makes a lot of sense with the ending bit of that, with other forms of media, and particularly like movies and stuff like that. If they ever wanted to do something with FromSoft, I think having that Sony being invested in that could help with where Sony's going as a company. Not necessarily saying it'll be great, because we haven't seen a lot of those payoffs from Sony themselves just yet.
True. Yeah, it's one of those ones for me where I'm like, I mean, cool. As long as it gives them it gives them the investment that they need, and it means they can keep making great games. As long as they keep coming everywhere, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, cool. Keep it going, baby. Yeah. I'm good with it personally. You're a big FromSoft fan, so you know, no matter what, you're gonna play their games.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That face of you just smile that. Yeah, absolutely. New Assassin's Creed announced, Crash.
Yeah, new Assassin's Creed.
You're all right.
A lot of people excited.
A
lot of people super hyped.
Assassin's Creed Mirage?
Mirage, yeah.
Is the next Assassin's Creed game. This was taken from Assassin's Creed's Twitter account. We cannot wait to tell you more on September 10th at Ubisoft Forward. That is happening at 9 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. PT, and whatever that is in GMT. Hashtag Assassin's Creed. I added the GMT part. Original Cookie Man rating with leaks pointing to the return to its assassination roots in the rumored spring 2023 release of Assassin's Creed Mirage. Do you think Ubisoft secretly watched my attempt to shoehorn self gameplay into their action/brawler RPGs, newer games, Odyssey, Origins, Valhalla? I always found myself trying to Ezio on holiday in Greece, or is that just me? No, that's not just you. I don't try and stealth, but I definitely, anytime I go to a country, I think about Assassin's Creed. It's strange.
Really?
Every country I go to, I go and go, would this make a good Assassin's Creed game?
I don't think that's what Origin Cookie Man was talking about. I think he was talking when he plays, which one is that in Greece?
Yeah,
Odyssey?
Origins. No,
Origins Egypt.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're 100% right. Sorry.
You're the big fanboy of Origins.
You're 100% right. It's Odyssey, yeah. Yeah, but wait, but I'm saying, in my head, I always find myself...
when you're traveling.
Yeah.
I get it. When you're traveling, you're like, this would be a cool setting for an Assassin's Creed game. I get what you're saying.
He's saying when he's in Odyssey, he always tries to set
like Ezio.
Got you.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Personally, again, take what I say with a pinch of salt, but I'm excited for a new Assassin's Creed. I didn't get into Valhalla. I didn't get to play Valhalla the way I wanted to. And I'll be honest with you, it was the first time I got intimidated by an Assassin's Creed game because Haley had passed me. So I saw her playing so much and I was just like, I don't have the amount of time to put into this as I would want to. So I got to experience it more secondhand through hers. But I'm ready for a new Assassin's Creed game, personally. Obviously, I know you're a huge Assassin's Creed fan in the earlier games, and you do not like the new games. Would be a fair assessment, I think.
I've liked all three of the new games enough.
They're just not Assassin's Creed games to you.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of like you with
Resident
Evil 5 and 6 and stuff like that. Like not your Resident Evil,
5, 6,
not my
7,
Assassin's
8.
Creed.
Yeah.
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 Whatever. Not when 9 comes out. Like
9,
that's not
10,
be it. Yeah.
15.
They're saying that they're like the rumors are that they're going to go back to the assassination aspect of it and all that stuff, but they've literally made that statement, I think, for every single one past Origin. I think they made those statements to Odyssey and they made those statements for Valhalla.
I'm not being a corporate shill here, but I just want to say they have not said anything yet. This is a leak.
That's very true. That's very, very
I'm not being
true.
a corporate shill. I'm
No,
just
you're
letting you
correct.
know
You're correct. You're
they
correct. You
haven't
didn't
said a
say
single
anything.
thing
Those
yet.
are rumors. You are very, very correct. So I guess we'll see in September, but I don't think, just going off of rumors,
We'll
I don't
see it
think
next
that
week,
gets
by the
any-
way.
We'll see
we
it
find out next week. This week.
In
No,
6 days.
we find out this week, Crash.
Yeah. We'll find out. But like, even if it comes out and they're like, oh, it'll be more stealth focused and they show off the stealth, they did that for Valhalla. And then when you play Valhalla, it's very much so the same as Odyssey and Origin in a lot of aspects. And so for me, it's like saying it and showing it just aren't enough for me at this point with Assassin's Creed. I will probably pick this up. I like Assassin's Creed if they're going to talk about more going to the stealth aspect, and from the looks of it, they're going to go back more into the old school Assassin's Creed story aspect instead of the more I don't even know what you would call it nowadays, because it like deals with mythology and aliens and stuff like that. I'm like, it's just too much. I preferred it when it was a little bit more simple.
Yep.
It looks like they might be going back to
me
that.
and the Animus.
History. Yeah, exactly.
That's all I need. Tell your story
Exactly.
from the moment I'm in the. Anytime we come out of the Animus, I don't care.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't care.
Yeah. I also think like I've never been a huge fan of the alien / god subplot that they have going on. And with Valhalla especially, they leaned very, very heavy into that. So I'm just kind of like, I just want a good old school Assassin's Creed game, and I don't think this game will be that, just from their track record with Assassin's Creed. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope what they show on the 10th does get me excited. I'm sure they're going to have a CGI trailer. I'm going to see the CGI trailer and I'm going to be yelling off the top of the roof. You know, I'm going to be going crazy for it, because I think Assassin's Creed generally does CGI trailers really well. But I hope this is what everybody who prefers the stealth games wants from it, because they still have Assassin's Creed Infinite. Is that what it's called? Or is it Infinity?
Yeah, Infinite, I think.
So many infinites. They still have that game coming in the future. That's supposed to be the more open world, typical Assassin's Creed experience today.
Do you think we see any gameplay
for this game? Yeah. I think there's a good possibility this game drops not too long from now. I don't think we'll be waiting very long for this game.
I think you're looking
even
at...
rumors aside. No, even rumors aside, because there is the rumor for spring 2023. I think just the game Assassin's Creed generally drop November-ish, right?
Wait, you think it's coming this year?
No, I don't think it's coming this year. I just don't think it's
about to
coming
say.
out very far off from its like normal release.
Okay, yeah, I was good.
Yeah. No, not this year. I think we would have seen it by now if it was this year. I don't think they're doing a sneak drop in like 2 months.
That's what I thought. I thought like, bro, there's no way. There's no way. But yeah, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. Like I'm just in the mood to climb towers and stab people. So for me, I'm ready. Personally,
if it goes more into the stealth aspect, do you
I'm fine
think
with
there's
that.
a possibility that it loses you?
No, because I enjoyed Assassin's Creed. I still think, for me, Assassin's Creed 2 is the second best Assassin's Creed game.
Interesting. Okay.
Obviously, we all know Origins is the best Assassin's Creed game ever.
Not correct.
I know it's
But
not,
okay.
but it is to me.
That's
To me,
fair.
it is. It holds
you go to
such a
Egypt?
special. It holds such a special place in my heart. Such a special place in my heart. So, yeah, man. For me, it's it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. By the way, just so everyone's aware, I know nothing about this showcase. I know nothing about this game. I know. When I go into the offices, I don't even see anybody. I've got my own little office space. Yeah, I don't see anyone. I don't see nothing. All I do is go and stream, okay? So anyone thinking I've got inside information or anything like that, I do not.
What? Oh, I didn't ask you, Fix, but what do you have a prediction for an exact date this game is coming out?
Yeah, but yeah, I've got one. Yeah, let me just. I don't, bro. Honestly, you just. I don't know everything. I don't nothing. Next up, Splitgate devs end development on popular shooter to focus on Unreal Engine 5 sequel. Developer is it 1047? Is that how they call it, or do they call it 1047? What do they call it? Do you know?
I could lie to you and give you an answer. Do you want that?
1047 Games announced that that it will be ended development on future features for Splitgate and will be creating a new game in the Splitgate universe using Unreal Engine 5. Quote, after careful consideration and much deliberation, 104 Games team has determined that in order to build the game fans deserve and to build it in a way that isn't trying to retrofit and live operate an existing product, we are ending feature development on Splitgate, the studio said in a statement. The team emphasized that the next game will be a shooter and still have many portals as well as be free to play. This is still not come to console, right? Splitgate?
It was on Xbox, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I'll tell you right now.
I don't remember
think
if it came
did.
to console or not. I think either way. Oh, it did. It did. Either way, the sequel's definitely going to come to Xbox. It's one of those ones. It caught a bit of fire. It did catch a bit of fire, and it caught some fans for a while there.
It caught fans off of heavy, hey, we're Halo while Halo's not here marketing, I felt like.
Yeah.
And I don't think it just continued after that, unfortunately. I wonder
doing well on Twitch for a little while.
Yeah. There's 784 players in the game right now.
Oh.
I wonder how much of that is affected, how much this game's popularity was actually affected by Halo Infinite dropping. Halo Infinite has 2,070 players right now on just on Steam. These are both just on Steam, not taken in consoles, so they're probably a lot higher than this on both parts. But I do think that part of this has to do with Halo Infinite dropping, and I wonder if they're hoping that I'm sure that they already had plans to release a new game or something like that. I wonder if them thinking that, okay, we cut off support here, we go away for a while and come out with Splitgate 2, we can recapture some of that audience with a brand new game. Because it's hard to recapture audience with brand new updates.
Yes.
I know a lot of companies try to do it, and some are very successful at it, but it is a difficult thing to do. And I do think this is probably the best move for them if they want to see future with Splitgate in particular.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Good luck. That's what I have to say, Crush. Good luck. Good luck to Splitgate, you know? Because for me, it's like, yeah, you're right. You can't catch. I don't think they catch fire again with updates. They only catch fire with a new game. I don't think it'll be called Splitgate 2 either, by the way.
It'll be called Splitgate Infinite.
Infinite Splitgates. Oh. Well, don't you think you'll be a Forge mode? Can they make these gates? Can they do that?
I don't know.
Hypothetically,
for Splitgate. Hypothetically,
could Halo make Splitgate in Forge mode?
Could Halo make Splitgate in Forge mode? Hypothetically, I think the most difficult thing would probably be the shooting a portal mechanic.
Yeah.
Which could be doable. I don't know how extensive the Forge mode is in that regard, but Forge mode can do a lot of stuff. I wouldn't say no.
That'd be hilarious if they're just like, yeah, here's our version.
We got Splitgate.
Here's our version. No problem. No problem. Next up, let's get into Fix the Sack. Sorry, remember you can email in my Xbox and me podcast at gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Twitter at MCFixer, at CrushNitPlays, hashtag MXAM. YouTube comments as well. We'll take questions from absolutely everywhere. First one, it comes from BT Maverick 707. Says, hey everyone, hope all is well across the states and pond. I must say kudos to me for asking you guys if we're going to see a major console raise their prices after MetaQuest did, and PlayStation said, hold my beers. Well, my question this week is, what are your thoughts on having Death Stranding come to the PC Game Pass? And will we see more Sony games making their way through this loophole? I have actually enjoyed the game just 2 hours in so far in my first playthrough, and it is weird but very beautiful. A good chill game to put on a podcast while I fake hike. Oh, while I fake
He's hiking in the game.
I got you. Do I see more companies doing? It all depends on the structure of their deals. It's not really a loophole. It's a case of like Sony clearly knew the loophole was there. They've got big lawyers. They've got like this doesn't happen by mistake. Or Kojima clearly was like, no, you're not getting all of this. Like, because I know wasn't it 505 Games that published it on PC?
Yes.
So,
yes, I believe so.
I mean, it all depends on the structure of the deals. Definitely kudos to you for the question about the prices as well. Because I generally didn't think PlayStation would raise their price, nor Xbox. So
yeah,
mad. I don't think there is any more games like this that are in this same circumstances.
It would. Yeah, it'd have to be a third-party game that's exclusive on the console.
Yeah.
I think technically Kenna's the Kenna game.
Kenna. What about the other one? I can't think of what it's called right now.
But the problem is some of these games aren't on PC yet, so we have to see them come to PC. We have to see who publishes them on PC because we've been seeing Sony get into the PC gaming market.
Yeah.
So I think it all depends on all of those, and like Fix said, I think it also depends on the structure of the agreement because we've seen that Sony's likely, we haven't seen exact files, but Sony's likely to have stopped Xbox from getting games on Game Pass in the past in just marketing deals. So when you're talking about something like an exclusive, I assume that there's even more paperwork there. So
do you think we could see
a
a Stray come eventually?
Stray come, yeah. Yeah, because
I think the thing is,
there's a possibility Stray finds
right?
itself on Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the type of game because that's not made by a first party, right? No, that is a third party.
Published by Annapurna, developed by Blue 12 Studios.
Yeah. So that's a game I could see coming to Xbox and being on Xbox Game Pass as well as PC Game Pass.
Yeah.
And that's like, honestly, I think that if you're expecting like God of War or Spider-Man or anything like that, the answer is no, because I don't think Sony is going to do that. Any game that is third party, I think there is a possibility for, but I wouldn't hold your breath for it.
Forspoken?
When it gets to, I don't think day one. I don't think any time.
No, it won't be day one. It's clearly not day one already. We know that.
Yeah, a year later.
Yeah,
maybe.
Okay.
I think that one depends because that one ties into the way Sony does their market. Actually, no, that would be an exclusivity deals because I feel like there's a difference in wording and contract, or has been, and we'll see if this changes after Death Stranding does this. But I feel like there's been a difference in their wording with marketing deals because you can view something going on Game Pass as it being marketing the game towards your competitor, just by having the Game Pass logo on the game or whatever it is. As opposed to having an exclusivity deal for the console, right? Because then it being on Game Pass PC doesn't necessarily mean it's messing with your own profit lines on console.
Yeah, I don't know. The marketing right now, the way Sony are doing it as well for me, bro, is like, what are we doing? Like, are they going to buy Square or what? Because that's what I'm thinking for Forspoken now. I'm like, just hurry up and buy them so we can stop having these conversations.
Yeah.
Like, you keep exclusive, like, you keep, like, wrapping up all these exclusives, right? Like, just buy them already.
Final Fantasy 16. I'm sure there's something else out there as well.
But what? There's got to be why does Square
Sony has a really
Sony?
good... They have historically a very good relationship, and they've kept that relationship going for a very long time.
Yeah, but you know, you're not wrong.
Money also talks quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Very loudly as well. Very loud. I actually know a guy called Money and P Money. He talks very loud.
Very loud. Good.
Second question from BT Maverick says, Do you guys think the real reason Sony raising its prices on the PlayStation 5 is from Microsoft's backstage deals with AMD? Which, if that is the case, Microsoft is paying some high-level chess, making it even harder and even more expensive for Sony to get a hold of. No,
I think there's like,
I mean,
I'm sure it plays a part into it, but I don't think that move is made from Microsoft to screw over Sony. I think it's more so made for Microsoft to like secure themselves, but also like we talked about it a little bit last week before it got cut off, but Sony and PlayStation Sony's very reliant on PlayStation. Microsoft's not very reliant on Xbox.
yeah.
So Sony needs PlayStation to be profitable up to a certain degree, and if stuff's getting more expensive, and I don't think that's the reason stuff's getting more expensive, because as far as I'm aware, stuff's also getting more expensive across the board. And Stead also pointed something out. Yeah, Stead also pointed out in the My Xbox and Me Discord conversation bit a good point where chips that fail inspection for a Series X are sometimes usable for a Series S, which saves even more money. So I don't think it's necessarily, just a overall like. Sony probably loses a good amount of their chips off of passing inspection, where Microsoft gets to use a lot of them as well, which could cover the reason why Microsoft won't see a bump in the cost.
Do you think that's a reason why they even made the Series S as well? Where they were like, bro, components are where they're at right now. Like just a bunch of stuff. Like I could just see them being like,
No, I honestly,
did they not predict the future, Crash? Are you telling me they didn't predict the future?
I think what they did was like, you know what always works and is always like a banger for people?
Price.
When people release price, yeah, but when people release the slim versions of consoles. And I think Xbox was like, we're just going to launch with the slim version because we're already behind. We're going to skip a few steps. And it's worked for them. It's worked really well for them.
Yeah. No, it has. You're right. Having the cheapest console on the market is huge as well.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't think that could be overstated.
At this point, Microsoft could raise their consoles by $50 a piece, and they'll still have the cheapest console on the market.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They're gonna keep driving home what they're doing right now, I think. So far, it's worked. So they just need games, bro. They just need games.
We've been saying that for so long.
I know. It feels like the whole Xbox One life since launch, bro. Since we I reviewed the console, it was like, where's the games?
We just need games.
And we're sitting here in 2022 still saying, where's the games?
2023 is the start of the games releasing, hopefully.
We'll see. We'll see. Last question this week. Hey, guys, and Haley. Again, Haley's not even here, guys. She's gone off. She's out. She's not even sat over here. She's usually sat over there. She's not today. Like, I hope all is well. I recently watched a bit of Gamescom's live stream, and the baffling awards they gave out got me thinking about this year's Game Awards in December. I was thinking about Halo Infinite, specifically the multiplayer. I really think the multiplayer in Halo Infinite is a great experience, and I think it could have a chance to win the award for best multiplayer. However, the lack of content since launch has lowered a lot of gamers' opinions on the game. Do you think the lack of content since launch will affect the chances of Halo Infinite being voted for best multiplayer game for this year's Game Awards, even though best ongoing game is a separate category? Would love to hear your thoughts. Best regards, Lewis Glover. I mean, I think it's definitely in with a shot, right? Because again, it came out after the Game Awards.
Came out November 15th, I don't know what the cutoff date was last year, but it was the beta for it. So I don't know how that works with them. I don't know what the case will be. I don't know if like it's beta, but it's out. It counts. I think there's a possibility it gets nominated. I think the ongoing game is the years after a game's launch, and I do think lack of content for Halo would probably be in the discussion for whether it deserves to win Game of the Year for multiplayer, because I do think for multiplayer games, support post-launch now is relevant, especially as more games move to the free-to-play aspect.
Yeah.
So I don't think that conversation would necessarily help Halo Infinite. I do think it does to a degree, but to how much, I don't know. Were there any big multiplayer games that launched this year?
I can't think of a single game that launched this year that was like multiplayer centric.
Yeah, you'll have Overwatch 2 when that drops.
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility that Halo Infinite can swing by with some stuff. Multiverses, do you consider that multiplayer?
Multiverses will be up there for multiplayer. That's going to win best fighting game and probably best multiplayer.
Yeah, so there's definitely a possibility. There is a road for Halo Infinite to sneak by and
Tiny Tina
get a nomination. Tiny Tina.
It could
Tiny Tina.
You know what it's like with these categories, bro. It's not
dry. When they're dry, they stretch it out very thin.
I mean, the Evil Dead game, which I never got around to playing, but like I can just see them padding out this category. So it's like, will they even think Halo Infinite? Splatoon 3?
Yeah, Splatoon 3 this year.
Yeah, I think so. Or it's coming this year, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that comes in. Ooh.
We're past August.
Yeah,
I just want you to know that.
Yeah, is it already out? Maybe I missed it. I generally don't remember. Or did it get delayed?
Let you know right now.
September 9th.
Okay. So it's 5 days. 5 days away.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't... If I had to put my money on it, I don't think Halo Infinite wins a single award at the Game Awards.
No. I think there's a possibility it gets nominated for some stuff.
Yep.
I think multiplayers, it's a possibility for soundtrack. Shooter? Yeah. I mean, what big shooters have come out this year again?
I don't know.
I'm sure we're missing something. I'm sure there's something like right in front of us.
And people are gonna be yelling at us. Loads that we're missing. There's loads, but again, I feel like this year, I will openly say it, and maybe it's because, like I said, I've been busy and I've been doing other things and I'm still gaming, but this year hasn't been a great year for games. We're in the 9th month, and I'm like, I think I can. All the games that interest me on a huge level, I think I can wrap up in a week. I generally believe that. Like 2 Point Campus. Oh my god, you've got Dustfall that I still want to like play and beat. You've got what's the other one? God, I can't think of what it's called. That's gonna frustrate me. Chris, what's it called? 2K
what type of game is it?
2K published it. It's the choose your own adventure type thing again.
No clue.
What's it called? That's really going to annoy me. I know you lot are listening and you're going, Fixer. It's called... It's not... It's by the developers who did Until Dawn.
Oh, I know the game you're talking about. I don't know the name of the game.
It's so annoying. So annoying. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of what it's called, so we're not going to stick on it too long. But, yeah, there's still... The Quarry! You legend, Crash! You legend! The Quarry. Like, there's still so many games that I'm like, yeah, I know I'm going to enjoy these games. I'm going to play them. I'm going to have fun. But nothing... I don't think anything has dropped. Other than Horizon Zero Dawn, I don't think anything big has dropped that I'm like, I need to play this. And if I don't play this, I'm missing out on a huge experience. Tiny Tina is another one where I'm like, I need to play this. But...
You don't.
Yeah, see, a lot of people have been... That's every game that I talk to people about, though. They're like...
really...
Saints Row. Tiny Tina.
I think if you're... I think some of the more indie games have had a good year this year, but I feel like indie games have a good year every year because there's a lot of like really creative, smaller studios out there. 100%. But as far as like the big hitters, I do think that they've been lacking. I think lacking is a little bit of a harsh word, but they have been missing this year, I feel like.
I mean, there's a couple new Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah.
Gotham Knights. There's something I'm forgetting as well. Mario Rabbids. Obviously, I know it's not coming to Xbox, but
is Life of P this year or is that next year?
No, I think that's next year. NBA 2K22, FIFA, new COD. Like, there's more stuff. Grounded will officially be out September 27th. So there's stuff coming that I'm looking forward to playing.
Yeah. Not here yet.
It's not here yet.
I don't think there's enough time left in the year for there to be that many games that would drastically turn around the perception of this year. It'll be a good end to the year, maybe, but I don't think that necessarily makes it a good year.
No, I agree. I do agree. We'll see what happens at the end of the day. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Let's plug, and get ourselves out of here. Chris, what you got to plug this week, my guy?
We need questions for the podcast. You can leave your questions down below. You can leave them in the Discord. You can leave them anywhere. You can tweet at us, hashtag MXAM, at the My Xbox Me Twitter page, at me, at Fix, at Matt. When Matt's live streaming, if you want to leave a question there, just leave it with Matt. And then if it doesn't get answered,
blame
it's Matt's
Matt.
fault. Yep.
100% blame Matt, yeah? If you ask Matt a question for the podcast and it doesn't reach us, it wasn't Crash's fault. It was Matt's fault, okay?
Yeah.
I need you all to understand that. It was Matt's fault. One more time.
It was Matt's fault. Yeah.
Okay. Good. I'm glad we understand that. I don't think I've got anything to plug. Again, I put out a new EP a couple of weeks ago. Go check that out if you haven't already. It's doing okay. I think it's just passed like almost 20,000 streams. So not bad. You know, it could always be better, could always be worse. So go check that out. I wanna get back into streaming variety games again. Again, I just mentioned all those games. All those games that I just mentioned are games that I want to play, but I feel like the only way I'm going to do it is if I stream them. So turn notifications on the YouTube channel, because I feel like that is going to be my best play. Again, I'm really, 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 really tempted to make a My Xbox and Me Twitch channel. Just for me to go, oh, I want to play a story-driven game. Switch over to that channel, done. I'm really tempted. And then, even if it's a case of we take the VOD and we just upload the VOD straight to the YouTube channel for people that missed it. But I'm really tempted. Because I feel like you don't like YouTube streaming. I don't like YouTube streaming.
Matt would prefer Twitch streaming whether he knows it or not.
Matt doesn't know what he wants. Like, there's just, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. But I do understand the whole diversing where our audience is, and YouTube are making a big play in live streaming. So maybe eventually it'll get there, but just even setting up a live stream on YouTube is such a pain.
To be fair, I feel like people have been talking about YouTube stepping up their live streaming game for like the past 3 years.
Too long, you're right.
And it just hasn't. Like every time a Twitch streamer moves over to YouTube, they're like, I moved over because I really like what they're doing, and they got some really good plans in the pipeline. It's like, okay, somebody gave you that card to read, because I've heard that too many times at this point.
So, again, if you are vocal enough and let us know enough, because I generally feel like if we use the Twitch channel, we'll actually stream more. Even if it's sporadic, it won't necessarily be like guaranteed a stream at this day or that like that. Maybe for Matt it will be, but for me and Crash, but I do think both of us would use that channel more.
I think there's a good chance of that. But it all comes down to what you guys want, so let us know.
Let us know indeed. Until next time, we will love you, leave you, and see you all later. I'm going back to bed. Goodbye.
Goodbye.